Alright, what is good? Alright, you join me now. I'm playing some TW, just playing my own personal game. My own personal game, that is. And I'll just stop choking, that is. 1997 or 96, it is Gaz WEFC's mod on the forums, on Grey Dog and wherever else you can get your mods for TW2020. I'm sure he has them on there, and we're using the Icicles throwback, which is by someone I can't remember right now. But I will get the link provided for that. It's gonna be really fucking high, low there, don't I? What are you doing, guys? About? Yeah. All right. So yeah, we'll do some 2020. I'm building my own personal gaming. I don't mind you if you want to watch, you want to play, suggestions. I'm in the May of 1997, as you can see at the top corner here, and we're just doing our thing, All right. So yeah, so those who 97, it started off in August of 96. Ended up getting the Nature Boy, Ric Flair, both of Harlem Heat, the both Steiner brothers, although Rick ain't debuted yet. Jimmy Hart and Bobby the Brain Heenan already to debut as well, over from WWE. Looking good so far. I'll give you a bit of insight. My creative, this is my top 5. Wouldn't be surprised to see that there. Brett's not pissing anyone off. Sean's not pissing anyone off. It's a surprise that is alone. Rock, Triple H, Ahmed Johnson. One of these things aim like the other in next big things. Got the hot prospects, which is Rock, Jeff Jarrett, Road Dogg, Ahmed, and Jeff Hardy, who have started the Hardy Boys early. Talk, you got Nate, Shawn Michaels, Stone Cold, Mankind, and Raven, who I stole from ECW instead of WCW picking them up, with Stevie brought in Doink the Clown, but in his reborn gimmick of Matt Bourne. As well as Haku, I stole from WCW, brought back over, and I put him as an enforcer, for Raven, and then the Hardy Boys there as well with him for his flock. Showstoppers, I got HBK, Ric Flair, Rey Mysterio, who wasn't his contract was just up, and they did not do anything about that. Sorry, I was just checking the music there, seemed to stop for some reason. The Undertaker and Stone Cold Steve Austin. Ring Generals, you got Nate, HB Chisel, Brett, Stone Cold, and Owen Hart. In the moment, the hot momentum goes to Brett, Mankind, Shawn, Owen, and Austin. And Haku, a little bit weak at the moment, but that's just due to he's already had any matches. So we'll quick at him there. Then they expect me to bring in Eric Watson. If anyone knows the history, they know how that went in the past. Alright. I'll show you champions as well. WrestleMania was the big one for the last show I did, and that was, it's where Hunter, who had won the vacant title, dropped it to Ray Ray. King of Ring, I haven't held one myself yet. Royal Rumble, I have had an Austin won that. I stuck true to history for that. The World Heavyweight title, Austin won at WrestleMania against Michaels and Brett in a triple threat. Austin's still a heel. Brett's still a heel, just because he's my number 1 heel, and I just can't see the turn. So I'm gonna push it a little later. Maybe do it later in the year. Maybe do a SummerSlam instead. And Harlem Heat won the World Championships at the week before, actually. No, they won at Royal Rumble. Sorry, them two. They beat the Bulldogs, Bulldog and Owen, that is. Alright. Storylines at the moment, I've got Mankind versus Taker with Vader involved in that. Brian Pillman versus Cycle Stem set to start because Sid doing a great run. Pillman's just come back, so I thought that would work really well. Brett, Shawn, and Austin in a triple threat feud, it's working really well. Tag team feud with Booker, Booker and Stevie Ray, obviously Harlem Heat. You've got Shamrock and Steiner as violent conduct, which is working really well as a team. And I'm going to put Rick in there, that's going to be a stable. along with Bjorn McGillicuddy as their manager, who I've called Kelly Brady, because I couldn't think of any more American name than Kelly Brady. Owen and Bulldog, and then obviously the LOD, who I brought in as well. Perfect champion, you know, at the moment it's Mr. Perfect is managing Hunter Hearst Helmsley, so I've got him. A lot in a stable with the Perfect Eliminators, which is the Eliminators, Saturn and Cronus, and the Perfect Bodyguard, which is China. You got Farouk in there. You know, he has the Nation, who I'll show you in a minute because there's a lot of members of the Nation, but I think it's Too Cold Scorpio, who I just called Scorpio. I brought Mabel and Bobby Knight back, Mabel Mo even, and brought them, just called them Mo and Nelson. I think I should have cut the Knight off that. As well as D-Lo and the Godfather, but as Karma. For now, The Rock is there. Just trying to bump him right up because he's not getting the momentum at the moment, and he's obviously, you know, within the next year he would have been in a main event spot. So I'm trying to run that through. The Rock's part of the Sons of Samoa with Yoko, who's the notorious Yoko, Big Daddy Rikishi, who is Rikishi, Chemo 2-time, which is Rosie, and OG Ekmo, which is Umaga. So it's a fun little one with them. But as I said, Raven and Goldust started off the feud on this one. I put Nature in there because I had nothing but Nature do, and quite frankly, it's really picked up the steam for both of them. So that's the storylines, that's a stable. The stables, like I said, I'm a big stables guy. Now, most of these are tag teams that have, like, you know, just so I can have the logo. I love the gift pack and the sticker pack. Camp Cornette is, as you expect Camp Cornette to be, just put Nightheart in there as well. DOA is all the members of DOA plus Raph, who is Adam Bomb, and Missy, who is the old lady, which is Missy Hyatt. The Dudley Boys I brought in from ECW, and I brought all the Dudleys that I wanted, which is Big Dick, Little Spike, Bubba, and Devon, and I brought Dawn Marie in, who's a brand new heel, not a heel, a brand new person in the business. Got her before anyone else did. Called her Donnie Dudley, and she's got great chemistry with most of them. Harlem Heat, Ahmed Johnson is a part of that, as he was in 2000s, but not obviously in this one, in WWE. LOD is just LOD. The Nation, as I said, all members of the Nation, so you've got all of them are the ones I mentioned, plus Jackie and Clarence Mason. Ravens Flock, as I mentioned before. Doink No More, Stevie Richards, The Hardys, and Haku. Smoking Guns, as you'd expect. The Sons of Samoa, as I mentioned before. Notorious Yoko, who is still having a great push, even though, at this point his career is pretty much dead. What's up, Jeron? You seen you well, Jero? Alright. Blackjacks, Wyndham, Bradshaw, Mulligan, Zeb. Brought in Mulligan, turned them, and I just like them because I like big, badass tag teams that'll beat people up. Godwin's, Perfect Family, as I mentioned, and Violent Conduct as well, which is, as I said, Rick, Scotty, Ken, and Kelly Brady. Alright. I'm on Monday, so I got book Raw tonight, which isn't too bad, to be fair. A lot of it runs on autopilot at this point. I don't think there's anything I really need to do. I'm in this started August, week 1 August of 96, so I'm in May now. So about 9. Is that right? My maths. Yeah, about 9 months. Done a Mania, done a Royal Rumble. SummerSlam's the next big one. Just got to get through them. It's Gaz's off the Grey Dog, Gaz WEFC, quite frankly, has dominated the. Cheers, man. Yeah, the stables is where I love doing. I love doing stables, but yeah, Gaz has done a lot of great mods over the last 6 months or so. He's the one who runs the Killing the Business, I believe, as well. But yeah, I just thought, fuck it, I'll do this one and see what it was. I love this period of time because there's a lot you can do. Ain't that much negativity either, so it's cool to see how things are going. So we'll look at. Do I have any teams that's out there? I don't think I have any separate teams. No, just everything's there. All right. See what happened. Nothing's happened on that one. I don't have Waylon Mercy. I would have thought Waylon may have just retired because what? He was only there for a couple of months in '96. I haven't had a look though. So let's see where he's at, man. Waylon had a great gimmick. It was just at this point his wrestling was pretty much shot. It would have been Spivey, wouldn't it? Ooh. He might be missing from the mod. That's one way to find out. Looks like he's not in the mod, which is. I mean, if he had retired at that point, it might have been just to try and get some other faces in there. May have to look to see if there's an updated version of the mod to see if that's the case. But yeah. All right. Look at night. Raw. Heading into cold day in hell, which is what I forgot to check that, didn't I? Week 2, so I got another Raw to go. At the match, and we'll do a tag team match. Let's do Brett and Sean. What's up, Scream Team? Scream T, you fucking hell. Can't speak tonight. There's Brett and Sean. Then we need heels, so I do love the fact I've made Rey Mysterio a major star in WWE. That is. Yeah, work. Oh. Do Austin and Big Vader. Ah, shit. I won't do that then. Let's do Brett and... Let's do Sean and Ray. That'll work. Alright, and then... that for about 16, see how that works. I will give this to Pat Patterson. Love Pat Patterson. Oh, wait. Shame that we lost him. I mean, he had a good innings, but it is always a shame to lose someone like Pat Patterson just for what he brings to the business, even though he was only really a consultant. And we'll do storytelling on this one. Open match. I don't really care who wins, it'll work its way out anyway. Do a little angle beforehand. Oh, Austin talking. Oh, that's well. About HBK and Hitman. Clearly, I haven't started out because of the language, language or anything. I like to do it as if it was reported on like a dirt sheet or stuff, so that would be automatically like blanked out and shit. Just one of my little quirks when it comes to this. We'll do that. Yo, yeah, Yoko's documentary it hit me hard. I remember being a big fan of Yoko for a while, but yeah, it would have been nice to see him have his own stable. I think it could have worked as well, like in a very similar way that they've done this. I've done this. Sorry, that you could have put the Samoans together and have Yoko, say, "Listen, I'm not Japanese. I'm Samoan. I'm proud of being Samoan," and even gone one step further, just like taking away the old school route and making it like gangster, making it like just they're a gang on the streets. Especially when you think about you had the DOA later on, you had the Nation burgeoning at that point in time. You had Las Barricas, the Sons of Samoa, as I've called them, would have fit right into that point in time. That Yoko one was heartbreaking, though, but so well done. I'm looking forward to the rest of them. They got Beth, Bulldog, which will be heartbreaking. The Bulldog one for me. He's one of my heroes as a kid. Then I had the Beth Phoenix, Bulldog, RVD. There was another one I can't quite remember at this point, but I know there was another one on there. There's so many you could do, you know. I wouldn't mind seeing a JBL and a Farouk one because I just watched the APA stuff they put on the network and it's fucking amazing. And you know, the APA were one of my favorite tag teams, Ron Simmons and Farouk. As a matter of fact, we just did a total markout on my podcast shows over on my YouTube. The link is in the profile. And then we did Mount Rushmore's, and you know, I had to put the APA on my Mount Rushmore. Spoiler alert, but I did have to do that because they were just fun. Don't screw it up then, Sean. Alright. For a tag team match, let's get LOD versus who do LOD versus the Bulldog and Owen? They transitioned like kind of just when the corporate ministry disappeared, like, and that just kind of happened like that, you know, but the gimmicks were still there. And it was really when Taker disappeared, but they'd gone before that happened, and like, it was honestly, it was really cool because they just came out one night and challenged Undertaker and Big Show to a match for titles. They started talking, and then that was it. And then they were the acolytes. And then one night on, I want to say it was Raw, like the Mean Street Posse said they'll pay them to protect them, and JBL and Bradshaw at the time just had this idea of, yeah, I got an idea, Acolyte Protection Agency. Big P, little A's either side, and that was it. They just became the APA, and it was probably late '99. I want to say, yeah, late '99, maybe October, November time '99, and then by the time that they were in 2000, you know, they had the backstage set up and everything. It was, I mean, watch the Untold because they do it really well, but apparently it was just because one night Vince saw them out drinking for JBL's birthday and said, "I'm going to put that on TV." You know, some things just work out for themselves. We'll do Violent Conduct versus... What we got heel-wise? I don't have a lot of patience for people. Let's do the Hardy Boys. Yeah. Do the Hardys versus the Violent Conduct. Kenny and Scotty, which would have been an amazing tag team, but it's just funny for me to book. We'll do decisive win. I'll give Scotty the win. There we go, hopefully. Jose Lothario? I don't think so, man. I don't know why Jose's still Rogan. I thought I made him just a manager. Let's give this one to Jarrett. Mr. McMahon. Alright. An angle for the IC belt, so let's have Perfect and oh yeah, I brought Jesse Ventura back to do commentary, and I got Bobby the Brain Heenan, so my plan is to have it be Jim Ross, Jesse and Bobby on commentary for all my shows. But yeah, at the moment it's just that because Bobby hasn't debuted yet, and Triple H. Let's have it. I don't know, what do we do? Challenge. What's up, boss? Yeah, that'll be a hell of a one, right? I'm playing the two-player save in the Monday Night Wars as WWF, and I have Waylon Mercy recruiting Zeb and the Godwins to join the stable, which has the Harris brothers already as the Blue Brothers. That's a strong stable. The Godwins in there would be cool, man. Like, because they can do, well, definitely Midian could do that switch, you know, Phineas. It's still my stupid favourite jokes in wrestling of it being Phineas I. Godwin, Pig, and Henry O. Godwin, hog and the hog farmers. It's stupid, it's silly, but it makes me it tickles me, so I like it. Plus, but with my commentary team, the plan is to Vince on as the heel Vince McMahon on screen, so that should work out pretty well, to be fair. And it gives me an excuse if I have to sack Lawler, which is never a bad one considering his commentary style. There we go. Perfect Ways challenge Ray for rematch at in your house. That'll work. In your house, even. Not in the house. Mr. Oh, by the way, the Sons of Samoa, so all these badass, gangsters, and they have Mr. Fuji still as their manager, which just tickles me as well. I have them making moonshine for the Godwins that is infused with special ingredients. I love that idea of special ingredient moonshine. Almost like when Hogan used to say your take your vitamins and say your prayers. Because of course the vitamins was the duo as Jesse the Body Ventura would used to say of oh fucking hell, itchy nose. Sorry guys. The vitamins were nicknamed backstage for steroids. So yeah, that's always fun, right? Like inside jokes being told to kids. Mr. Perfect, Hunter, and Ray. We'll should be able to get away with script and all of that. Put that for 7. Look. Lovely jubbly. Alright, I'm gonna do another tag team match. I think I'm gonna throw LOD on there in somewhere. Now I'm pretty sure that LOD is faces. I love the fact that works in such a cartoony way of like the new gen, but also in like an attitude era of I know the shit, so give me it. Like that's a really good idea. Like ideal. God, I'm speaking like Michael PSAs. So I got an idea for you. But yeah, I like that. That's a hell of a storyline to go with. Let's put the Sons of Samoa on. In a heel team if I'm going to put them on. I'll put LOD on and someone, but let's do. See, the boss agrees. That's when you know you're on something, man. The boss agrees to your storyline. You definitely know you're doing good there. Let's put them against Bulldog and Owen. See what we can get done for it. I have seen Cameron Grimes' new stuff with his with him betting rich and becoming rich by betting big on GameStop due to him being injured, and now these dog coins, as he calls it, I think it was based on Doge coins, isn't it? In becoming rich and throwing his money around. What I'm waiting for is the inevitable when all this crashes, going on there. Oh, something happened there. Yeah, I say it's one of those things where I have to look into something on there. Sorry about that, Joe. But yeah, like I say, the one he did on the idea that he gets rich, and when this all falls apart for him, it's gonna be hilarious because Cameron Grimes is one of those characters that can do it really well. What I really enjoyed was the. It's cool. Yeah, that's fair enough. I'll check to see what the limit is on next time, or I'll have someone else do it for me if they get a chance to. But yeah, like the To the Moon rap song that he had for the video on Takeover was worth Takeover alone, and Takeover was a great show. But like, yeah, that was it's unbelievable how they're using that character and that guy because he's a great in-ring talent, so he can definitely do it well. But him becoming like. Getting injured and then becoming rich is one of those a storyline I did not think they would go with. But I'm happy to see it happen. To be honest with you, I don't care who wins that or what happens. Right, what's booking analysis? What's complaint? Oh, there being 2. Shut up. Don't push people we don't use on the show, guy. Let's do an angle here of the Undertaker and. Yeah, he has got a honky tonk sort of. Yeah, that's a great call. The honky tonk sort of like gimmick. I mean, let's be honest. There's a song that I love called "White Trash Millionaire." And he's right now he's living that life. But yeah, that's a good call. IC champ, US champ. I'd be worried if he got brought up. That'd be my only thing. I often am with NXT. Right now, I'm worried that Damian Priest is being brought up, and they don't know what to do with him. They just see him as an amalgamation of Diesel and Razor Ramon, which is kind of what he is. But yeah, I mean, he could really work well. I can even see. I mean, Cameron Grimes as a North American champion would do me. Although I do love Johnny Takeover, Johnny Wrestling as well, and his current way of doing things. The reveal was great. It was me, Austin, all along. And we did get almost a son of a bitch off Boston. We watched it on bicycle. We're just having played mind games with Mankind and Vader. Alright, so Deadman. Then we'll do Mankind. We'll do Vader. Menace, because his Menace is stupid. Yeah, Mr. McMahon. Jared Briscoe can have that one. I love Jared Briscoe. Alright, let's have a... do a fatal four-way. Although it looks like it's a... nope, it's a fatal four-way. Lovely. And we'll do... well known. I want to throw a Haku in there. Mark for Rook even. Let's do no, I've got Farouk already in there. I don't want to do that. I want to do Ahmed. Boss, for now, I wouldn't worry about right now. It's something I can look into afterwards. I appreciate you trying to look into stuff, though. But yeah, as I say, I'll look into it when we get there. Ahmed, Farouk, Haku, and I want to throw the Rock in there as well. Have everyone is even. And then maybe, I'm just trying to bring the Rock up, that's the problem, you know. Open match. I'll get some. I think Farouk will probably walk away with the victory even, which is what I want. Yeah, Corny can have that. Then we'll do Angle. Raven gives a speech to Rick. What an H. Nevermore. Alright. So Raven, Entertainment, and Rick. Now Rick won't want to be scripted, so I'm gonna see if Raven can keep up with him. I'll give this to Gorilla as well. But I have I'm gonna have Goldie versus Rick as well. I've done Goldie's face and it's ridiculous the response I've got. It's like really all positively. Like I have everyone tell me he's gonna be a star. And I have had no one say anything bad about it. When he turned face, the crowd loved it. Granted, I took 19 segments to do it because I kept forgetting to do the actual turn. And open. We'll have H go over just to appease him a bit. A little bit annoyed about what happened previously in booking. Alright, and then I want a tag team match with I want a tag team match with Sid and Brian Pillman. No problem, brother. That sucks, Ryan. I've had similar. Like really, my one will. I've got another game going, which is a modern day, or December New Japan, and I've never booked New Japan before, and I thought it'd be a fun thing. And Mox, like I didn't sign a contract with Mox; he was on loan, had no end date on it really, and honestly, like AEW were taking him every sent a contract out as in like the first week of like the game, and I was like, "What the fuck, guys? Like, what's going on? Like, you can't just do that to me, you know?" Like, and I was like, "Oh no, your US champion's coming with us." So I was like, "Okay," and then I throw money his way as well. Um, Worked out all right. I believe he's signed with me, or he's about to sign with me, because well, Tony Khan's got some money, but he hasn't got the balls to do what I did. Which is fuck the game up for a case of one guy. Yeah, I mean, my idea is something that Logan, one of the mods on here, he sent over, and it was simply a case of like, what happens if Mox becomes a part of Suzuki-gun? And I was like, oh, I like that idea. He goes, and then eventually it leads to like Mox versus Suzuki. And I was like, I like that better even. And I guarantee I can take a week. So do you have any idea how long his hiatus is? Because I know that Steve Jones 313, their boss, has had an issue with the same sort of thing happening, but his has been for like politics, and you have like no idea how long politics was. It can be from like 6 months to 3 years. So, you got any idea how long he's going to be out, Ryan? And I need a preferably heels. No, actually, let's do it with Harlem Heat. The faces, but it'll work storyline wise. Well, yeah, that's. You did lose Austin. And I believe it was in '96 as well, so you basically lost Austin for the entire Attitude Era. Almost like Vince nearly did. Ooh, yeah, well. It's things like that can mess you up. I've, not touched wood and everything else, not had that problem. But, yeah, it's a bitch. Now, what I need is the manager miscommunication. So that specifies a finisher or over on a worker accidentally causing his own teammate to be defeated due to a miscommunication. So let's go with Psycho Sid. No. Right, hold on, no. Miscommunication by Brian Pillman. But more positive notes about that. Farm's going to be doing a round robin Hoss tournament where the winner gets a shot at the title. Going to be calling it the Brody Lee Station. I fucking love that idea. That's a great one, and I'm going to steal that from you in some way. I'm going to have a Luke Harper, Brody Lee, something like that in one of my real like current day mods, or as close as possible. I love that idea. Like, there's a lot of people you could have in that, like especially in that roster. My only thing is, you've got to put in what's his fucking name now? I can't remember. Dark Order member, is it John Silver? I think he's hilarious. I think it'd be the right thing for in the Brody Lee tournament, at least the first one. Yeah, that'd be an awesome one. Brody Lee Invitational. Right. Okay, and then we'll do and that'll be and we'll just probably give Booker the win as well, just to make sure. Storytelling on that one. I'll bring that down by double, because I haven't got that much time left actually. We'll just do a 10-minute one on that, see what that. Yep, that's fine. I can imagine that, right? I mean, because he's from Rochester, which I only found out recently is the hometown of Gorilla Monsoon as well. So, like, two greats there from the same place. But I can imagine it hits hard when it's real close. It'd be similar. I said earlier in the convo with Jero, was that British Bulldogs episode of Icons that's coming up is going to hit me really hard, because I was a big fan of him coming from the UK, but also coming from the north of England. is definitely one of those things that's going to be. It's weird because I mean Eddie Guerrero's hit mine, like death hit me really hard to a point where when I was first reading about it I didn't believe it. I thought it was a sick joke, a storyline. I had people texting me in the middle of the night telling me what happened. I was just like, nah, dude, nah, it's not true. It can't be true, you know. But yeah, Brody Lee's hit me hard as well, harder than I expected it to happen, hit, and I think it was because it was so out of nowhere. That was the reason it hurt, you know, so much, you know. Give that another minute. I know none of this, like, there's an angle missing there. Oh shit, the Mr. Kennedy match where we were getting a glimpse of the old Eddie. I wasn't much older than you actually. I was, at that point I would have been 16, going 16, 17, around that. But yeah, still, that's a not a bad match to watch for the first one. My very first one was Undertaker versus a jobber on an episode of Superstars in 1992. Yeah, 92. Because I was like only a couple of years old when my uncle Bob, my great uncle Bob, he sat me down and told me to watch the Big Ben fight, which is what I did, and I haven't stopped doing it since. Probably much to the chagrin of a lot of my family members. But yeah. Alright. We're gonna do that. Yeah, that one had lots of mixed emotions, as you can imagine, you know. We'll throw the blackjacks on there. And then we'll put the Dudley Boys on, the Eliminators, and what's that? Two faces, three heels actually. A babyface team. Let's throw LOD in there. Oh, Cronus is injured. Yeah, shit. He's working through it, which doesn't make it any better. Let's do Karma and let's do Scorpio. The members of the nation right there. I haven't missed actually many of unrestricted, sorry. But I'll give that a shout out, and I definitely will. Yeah, I'm behind on a lot of podcasts in general. Been trying to get my head sorted to get my own stuff done as well as like listen to others, but there's just not enough hours in the day sometimes for like get your own stuff done, listen to someone else's stuff, and on top of that, like watch TV, keep up with date with anything. Sometimes I shut off and put like Parks and Recreation on and don't move from my armchair, which is the same armchair I'm supposed to be doing work from. But yeah, I'll give that a try out, man. Like I know she's been very forthcoming and open with like the fans, which she didn't have to. She could have just shut everything up and just said no, it's personal, leave us alone. But yeah, and she got a hell of a kid in -1 as well. He seems to be a right character. I know that the New Day podcast also did an episode dedicated to him, and I know Big E was really close to the family, so he has some stories on there which are apparently emotional, but also like really good fun as well, which is what you want to see. If no one's actually seen it yet, on Austin Creed, Xavier Woods' Instagram, there's a dedication to the. No, it's definitely not going to be a dry eye in the house. But yeah, Austin Creed did a great video of the clips from Up Up Down Down. Check that out. That's a good one. I think the New Day one's a really fun one in general, so I am not surprised they had a fun one and, you know, remembered him with great humour and everything else that you need to in these situations. Pre-show match. Alright, let's do another pre-show match. Let's do 3-on-3. Let's get some... Put the DOA in there. I'm thinking of bringing a new Godwin in, and I'm thinking of, and this may sound really weird, but I'm thinking of doing it to be. I think I'd bring Mike Awesome in as a Godwin. Which, if you're not a wrestling fan, sounds. Yeah, why is that weird? But as a wrestling fan, I know that's fucking batshit. But yeah, I'm just thinking of bringing Mike Awesome in as a Godwin because I need a big, heavy hitting Godwin to go along with the other two for stables wars and stuff like that. And that one just seems to make the most sense out for me. Alright, sorry, what did I put here? Amanda actually said she asked me. See, that's the thing. I know they live very well. I think they live close in Tampa, so yeah, I can imagine. Yeah, I can imagine that's a big thing. And I think I've seen Biggie wear nothing but the Violent Gentleman, John Huber, um, memorial T-shirt. I was looking for the word there. T-shirt they've released. If you haven't checked, I don't know if it's available still, but Violent Gentleman is a fan grown hockey brand that do a lot of collabs with people or like really cool stuff with hockey in general. You see a lot of wrestlers will wear the Violent Gentleman T-shirts and stuff like that. I know Moxley's you often seen wearing it, but it was something that also John Huber wore as well. Was the hat? Was the Violent Gentleman hat, the cap? And he's obviously a big hockey fan. I think he was a Leafs fan as well. But yeah, like they've done a John Huber wanted you to check that out. Can't imagine being the person asked to be with them at that time. It's got to be so like drenching, you know. Having been in a room where something like that has had to happen. But I would rather not go into that right now. Alright, let's put Crush on that. I need a third right now for this though. Let's throw. We need a. This is heel versus heel right now, isn't it? No, it's not. They are babyface. Good. Let's throw. Okay, let's throw Road Dogg in there. Yep. Right, we'll book that. Oh shit, I didn't put it as a fucking preview, pre-show. Alright, there we go. And let's just do a one-on-one pre-show. That's the wrong thing, yeah. Yeah, I imagine that's going to be a big thing. I think it's, Brody had an influence in the local one. I see there was a formerly known as episode on the network, also available on YouTube, I believe. It was a series that WWE did as a formerly known. You got to see them go back, and Brody's is really good. And he seemed to be really big into his in general the Rochester surrounding area as well. So I imagine that's something that's going to be excellent because they want to put on a great show for it and could be maybe more surprising than a lot of people expect. Not because of the quality of wrestling, but maybe just with surprise appearances in Brody's name. I know I wouldn't be shocked if Cody or someone like that did one of them because Cody's seems to have just took on that the Hoover family as much as his own as anything else, Well, yeah, because he worked a lot for what was it, NWA New York Upstate or something like that. I think it was, and there's a few things, but it makes sense that he would do that. To be fair, all right, let's run the show. All right, an 87 on the pre-show, but all right, Brett versus that's Brett versus Hunter. That's gonna be some good mark. I got 70 in performance. Brett was off his game. Obviously off his game. WCW, that was the show. That was the one, right? DOA beat the. Well, I imagine they would. The old Heart Punch. And then the Dudley Boys defeated the others. That's not a bad one. Was there any surprise chemistry? No surprise chemistry in ring, which is what I'm kind of trying to feel out for the nation side there. All right. I'm happy with that because that's kind of what I wanted for the storyline. Pillman, yeah, Pillman was at this point, he was injury prone, so he didn't really have much going. But maybe he can pull him out. Let's see how that goes. He's only just came back to in ring action. 87 out of Nature Boy and Gold Dust. I would take that all day long. Didn't realize Colin Delaney was a Rochester guy. That's although I don't know why they wouldn't give him a shot. To be fair, that's just he got heat or was there negativity for him, sort of that. Surprising. 97 for the promo, which is always good. Aku won. Oh shit! I actually thought Farouk would. All right, well, I'm happy with that. See, the Roxy and ring performances are really keeping him down with a 45. Obviously, it's not like it's half that and half his momentum, especially considering like he got submitted. I need to try and work out something to do, like how to get that. So I've seen a lot of Condoleezza's work, obviously in WWE, but also his independent stuff, and I'm not, he seems to be a real cool guy. So it's interesting to see that he's not getting. I don't know if he's not getting a shot, or maybe he's just not getting the call up like he's supposed to. All right. 99 for the promo. That's lovely. British Bulldog and Owen Hart defeated the Sons of Samoa. I mean, you said 2CW. I wouldn't have been surprised at all to see that Chikara King of Trios. Because I know that Condé and Chiefs did a lot of work there. AR Fox is a hell of a talent. That right there is something you're like, well, why is that not on AEW? Like, why can't they call it up and get that on? A 70 for that match. That's fair enough. All right, lovely. I'm gonna do a pre-booking there for Cold Day in Hell. I got the heavyweight championship, which is two out of 3 falls against Brett. All right, lovely. And let's do we'll do a one-on-one. I'm gonna do a cage. One-on-one cage. You know what? The stuff I've seen AR Fox do, I'm not surprised he did a dive off a basketball hoop. Honestly, that dude is mental. His match in Lucha Underground, Dante Fox versus Killshot in the Weapons of Mass Destruction match, may have been the most bloody and violent match I've ever seen broadcast on national television, or cable television, or what it was. I'm definitely not a death match guy, but I enjoyed the hell out of that, and I thought that was just absolutely crazy. Sammy Callahan, Dalton Castle, and Eddie and Gargano. I never thought I'd ever want to see Callahan versus Castle, but I so do. Edwards versus Gargano, that's just got banger written all over it. It's got like such a cool feel to it. All right, what was it? This is Hunter versus Ray Ray. Ray's the champion in a cage. Lovely. And actually, if I left this to the actual game, I'm pretty sure they'd put Ray over because of he's actually got there's so much momentum now. I think sometimes it's the intimacy that gets you in the little crowds. I've never been to a WrestleMania. I'm hoping that Dallas or LA will be the first one I get to. Even next year or the year after. COVID being what it is. And we went to NXT. I said this on a show recently that I do on my YouTube. Once again, the link to the YouTube channel is in the profile. And the NXT show, which we it wasn't intimate. It was intimate, but it wasn't because it was just a house show in the north of England. So it had about 9,000, 10,000 fans. It was one of the most fun shows I've ever been to. The matches were unbelievable. We had Joe there. We had Sami Zayn versus Finn Balor as the main event. That was the Enzo Amore, where we were allowed to cheer for him, run. You had Asuka there. You had, Bailey was still there. It was just such a really cool show, and it's really cool feeling of that crowd. It's my favorite, and I've been to TV tapings where we've took over and been dubbed down. You know, it's one of those ones where it's just, I think sometimes the show itself, the feeling you have at the show, the atmosphere you have is great. I imagine that 35, which I believe was Kofi Mania, would have been outstanding. But I think it's one of those ones to, you know what, Kevin Steen is, I always expect him to be a nice guy because often the biggest arsehole jerk heels are the nicest guy in real life. And Kevin Steen's all about his family. So I can't imagine that being any different, you know. Alright. Oh, shit, missed the E. I'm having a really good time with spelling and speaking today, guys. I don't know if you've noticed that. Right, that one there, lovely. Alright, pre-book that. Otherwise I'll forget to do it, I'll be honest with you. As well. It's an 89 for that. It's an 89 for Triple H and Rey Mysterio promo with perfect. Alright, that's great. Steiner submitted Jeff Hardy. Alright. Scotty's ahead of Ken, but you know, we're gonna bring in Rick within the next week or so. There's my 100 I was looking for the promo. And 99. Oh shit, guys. Wow. I'm gonna ask here though, when did you meet Bully and when did you meet Christina? Because I know Christina Von Eerie did have a reputation for being you know, bitch or a jerk or anything like that. I think she's changed now because I've heard a lot of people say that. And Bully Ray, honestly, sometimes he's too kayfabe too, you know. But I've heard he's a nice guy. I've heard he's a bad guy, an asshole. I've heard all sorts. But I think it's just sometimes when you meet them, you know. I thought for years that Batista was a dickhead. 2014 Bully. Would that not been TNA Championship reign? I don't know. Thanks for the yo. Thanks for the follow, AK Gamer 444. I appreciate that. But yeah, man, like 2013, 2014. That's a while back. I've heard in the last couple of years about Christina Eerie being a nice person to get to know, to meet, and that. You know, it can depend where else they are in their life. And that, as I said, I met Batista as the World Heavyweight Champion in 05. The WrestleMania Revenge tour, and he wasn't, you know. He wasn't the nicest, but also I was right at the back of a very long queue. You know, it was very cold. He'd been there for a long time, but also at the time in his life, I know from reading stuff that he's put out there, he just wasn't that nice guy. You meet him now, you know, me and him probably get on like a house on fire because we're big fans of a lot of the same things. So, but it's one of those things. I think it's just when you meet them, you know. Yeah, that's not cool. That's not cool at all. That's not even cool if you're a heel, because I know that like certain heels would do that back in the day, but yeah, that's just, there's no excuse for making a little kid cry. 90 overall for that, 24 pop increase. I would have had 7 more, 2 more, 3 more in Canada, the British Isles and Oceanic, but limited on TV. Yo, I am in 1997, so the TV deals aren't as expansive as they used to be, you know. Yeah, I can imagine I can imagine that makes quick heat as well. You know, we have a local football team in our place, you know, the Newcastle Uniteds. They have a rival in Sunderland. The amount of times you will hear someone say, "It's great to be here in Sunderland," the cheap heat is ridiculous, but it works every single time, and there's a reason for that. Let's have a quick look at just the viewings on the emails here. Raw viewing figures, done like that. Pretty good on there. WCW contract to Sting. See, he's true born WCW, which means he won't sign an exclusive contract for anyone else until that company either releases him or well, it's basically unless he releases him or WCW go under. And I'm not that far into the game to make them go under yet. It's a shame because I would have loved to have Sting in '97. I would have called him Stang and made him have like slightly different face paint. Alright, let's just run through that. Let's run through Tuesday. But yeah. If anyone's going to, by the way, there's a poll on my profile in the about section if you can probably see it now on the underneath the video. It's asking what you want to see more from in the TW section. Whether you want to see retro ones like we're doing now, whether you want to see the modern world ones, the real world ones, for lack of a better term, or if you want to see me do over 9,000. I've been working on an over 9,000, cartoon anime comic world adaptation from what I've already been doing for the longest time. Hit that in the bottom. I will be looking at it. That's alright then. Just to give me an idea of what you guys are looking for. Over 9,000 is not completed yet, but it will be. It's probably within the next month. I appreciate that, boss. Boss and me, obviously, he's one of my mods, but he's also one of my closest mates. I can understand that some people didn't like it because there is a lot of anime. If you're not an anime fan, it can work. I am a comic fan, so I focused on that. Cheers, Jiro. I have focused on the comic side of it, as well as I created, from Fleisch, I took two companies out of Fleisch's Diablo X, which was his Dynamite Entertainment and Star Wars, the Force Unleashed Entertainment. But I've also brought in the Westeros Wrestling Federation, because to me it's not a wrestling world unless you have the WWF in some capacity. And I brought, basically it's Game of Thrones. I brought a bunch of them there. I've done all the work for myself, and I'm just working on the graphics and some stables. But yeah, I can understand over 9,000 not being for everyone, and it's a little tough. I think it's just after a while though, you get a company that you're happy with, you just keep going and going, and it's not too bad. It works out for everyone. Alright, we got the Ric Flair. Ric Flair, most entertaining wrestler in the world. In 97, it's a stretch, but it is what it is. We'll do an Autobook Superstars. We'll get to the basically the next Monday, and I'll call it there. It's just a quick stream. I generally didn't know if anyone was going to be around or if anyone was going to come on, so I appreciate you all. I appreciate you all showing up who have and who have stuck around and who have also joined in the chat as well. Never a fan of Flair. You coming in the time that Eddie in 06, I can understand that. As I said, I grew up watching the 90s wrestling, and Flair was that old school guy. There is that, boss. Yeah, it's definitely that way. You can advance for multiple years, not worry about losing certain wrestlers or whatever. Flair, all I'm going to say, it may not make you a fan, but it'll make you appreciate why so many of the older wrestlers and older fans do, is if you have a way to do so, whether it's the network or other means, watch Ric Flair versus Ricky Steamboat, the trilogy of matches that they had in 1990 or 89, it's one of the two. The Chi-Town Rumble was one of them. There was a Clash of Champions as well. But there's a couple of... Then there's another one on there. They had a trilogy of matches that, for a lot of fans, pretty much said what pro wrestling was for a long time. They'll make you appreciate it, but it works out, Okada... I don't know. I'm not a diehard, Okada man, but I like Naito, and I like Suzuki-gun. I like a lot of their wrestlers, and, I like a lot of the guys, but I don't know if there's any... I like Suzuki, but I'm also a huge fan of Tomohiro Ishii and Shingo Tagaki, I think it is. You pronounce it. I'm terrible pronouncing Japanese names. So there's a few, but yeah, I can understand the Okada thing. He seems to have been the guy you're supposed to like. Listen, I like Jay White. Jay White's my boy. He's repping the real BC, so I can't say nothing about really. I'm a Tamatonga guy. The Tongans I love. Shingo's great. Shingo is basically. I'm a huge LIJ guy. Los Ingonobles de Goban, or however you pronounce it. I'm sure my other mod or Captain Logan will, you'll have something to see about it. But yeah, Kota. I like Kota a lot more than I like Kenny Omega, and I'll say that. Kenny Omega, to me, especially now, has kind of become a parody of Kenny Omega, where Kenny Omega is the V-trigger, the one-winged angel, and just, random, cockiness, for, in the middle of a match. In terms of, the Okadas and the Whites and stuff, I watched the G1 this year, and to me, one of my favourite matches of the entire G1 was Ishii versus Jeff Cobb. I'm a huge Jeff Cobb guy. Wish he wasn't around Ospreay, but that's another thing. There's not a guy in NIJ I don't think can wrestle and don't enjoy working. Even if it's Bushi, who I love Bushi's work purely because it pisses off like so many guys. Well, it pisses off Rocky Marrero, and that's hilarious on commentary. So I'm not a big AEW mark, and it's not because of like any reason. Like I understand what you're saying there. You've seen a lot of guys make their way through to CW. I just think AEW at this point is hyped up for no reason, just because it's not. Well, one reason really, it's because it's not WWE, and it doesn't make sense to me. The one thing I do appreciate about it is like there is some great talent in there. I love. Oh yeah, I forgot to mention this, guys. The Rock's The Rock's mentor is Jerry the King Lawler. They do have a lot of issues, and I said it's a lot of the stuff for me is like they kept saying they're going to be different. It wasn't all going to be about certain things, and then it turned around and it was all about the Elite and nothing but the Elite for like the first 6 months to like a year. Yeah, I think this tournament will definitely help their women division. That was something else that was really weak, and the weird thing is their tag team division is the best tag team on paper. It's the best tag team division going right now in the world. The problem is it's oversaturated, so you're not getting to see the tag teams. You get to see the Young Bucks and you get to see the Inner Circle. And why you have to make a thing of like, well, there's 3 tag teams in Inner Circle, and they're a stable. They can allow to have more than one tag team. I think there's a lot of issues, and I think that they can certainly do a lot to improve pretty soon. Yeah, the Butcher and the Blade. Obviously, you're a upper north New York guy. North of the actual city. What's it called? North State. You'll be a big Buffalo guy as well. So Rochester, Buffalo, very. As far as I'm aware, they're pretty close. Butcher and the Blade. Their look alone should have sold them through to the tag team title run. They were unfortunate that FTR showed up, and then that became the thing. How do we get to FTR versus the Young Bucks? Upstate, that's the word I was looking for. Thank you. Well, there you go. Exactly. I know a lot of. Weirdly enough, I know about Buffalo and Rochester being close enough because of sports. I'm a big NFL guy. I am a Philadelphia Eagles fan. That'll probably piss a lot of people off. But if you looked at our season, it pissed a lot of us off. But yeah, the Butcher and the Blade, the Bunny, I freaking love. I think they're awesome. The Bunny's alley is so fun. Even off when she's doing a thing, she's really fun. I don't know why I clicked that button. I was looking for this one. I booked the whole show. I don't even care what happens on this one. Only 33% matches. Okay, let's change a couple of things on that. Let's take the Sunny promo away. I don't know why Sunny has a promo for 3 minutes, other than, let's sell something with Sunny's face on it, which better than doing it in 2016. Ali really could be women's champion, and I thought they were going to do that when they first started. Her and she had that thing with Brandy that was kind of cool. There's a few things like. I get that wrestling has been impacted hugely by Corona. In particular, the championships. You're not really being able to put a championship on someone new unless they're going to be there the whole time. I'm completely okay with that, but I don't know. The AEW one seems to be like you hold a championship for 17 months and then you drop it. And I'm not saying because I'm even to the point now with NXT looking at Io Shirai, and I'm not going to give any spoilers to TakeOver. I know we mentioned a little bit before, but I'm not going to spoil any of the matches for those who haven't watched it yet. No, let's not start talking about Britt versus Ali because that's a combination that could just win anything they want. But yeah, I mean Io Shirai, looking at before TakeOver. Well, she won it in Your House, which was the show after WrestleMania. So there's a chance that she could go up to a year, depending on what happens within that show in the next couple of months. So, I mean, I'd be a surprise, just to quote the great American dream, someone just asked me about Disco Inferno. What the fuck is a Disco Inferno? The Disco Inferno should not ever be anything, ever, and that includes his little stint he had an Impact. Just to see Jordan Grace, I think, beat the shit out of him. Or was it? Did they give that one to Blanchard again? I can't really remember. I'm in and out. I really am in and out on Impact to the point where basically the last 8 years have just melded together. Listen, I get what Disco was in the 90s. It was a throwback gimmick, but he was just a fucking arsewipe. Who somehow ended up being a member of the NWO fucking Wolf Pack. Like, oh, the Mountain Dream hated him, didn't understand it, didn't know why he was getting a push. As a TV champ, oof. Yeah, okay, I'll give you a TV champ. I mean, a TV champ, no, he was never good. He just had a place. He was never good, he had a place. TV champ makes sense, although that was a title that, until he came over to WWE, I associated with Regal so much that it was ridiculous. Him and Johnny B. Bad. Psychosis invented a new move on the show. But yeah, like it's one of those things, you know. It's just it's weird when it happens and everything else. It's kind of Disco Inferno is one of those ones that like you know, think about it. He was in a tag team with Alex Wright, known as the Boogie Knights. Knights spelt with a K. And it's like, why? Like, why would you want to do such a thing? All right, what's this? This is Jacqueline's changed her style to a regular wrestler. The giant, right? Yes, Regal should have been a world champion, and I would take him being a world champion tonight if he went out on. I mean, what? Actually, it's Monday, right? So we got Raw. I think it's Monday. Is it Monday? I don't even fucking know anymore. Fucking COVID. No. He was a very effective lower mid-carder to mid-carder, but he was never good. That's what my thing is. He had his place. He just, to me, he wasn't good. He was a gimmick, and he used like a lot of gimmick around him. He was haha, as the great Pat Patterson would say, or would have said. Sorry. Regal, I would take Regal going out tonight and beating Drew McIntyre on Raw with no build-up, holding it for a week till next week on Raw and losing it again. I'm happy with that. Even lose it off screen, I don't give a shit. Like, Johnny B. Bad to me, Johnny B. Bad was probably as best as Mark Merrow ever got, and, you know, and as often is said, the best thing about Mark Merrow was his wife. Alright, Dennis Knight has changed his style to a regular wrestler, fair enough. I don't know what they were beforehand, to be fair. Like I said, the Disco had its place. Oh, and I've just signed DDP. Speaking of great 90s WCW. Like, yep. We'll bring you onto the main roster. You're going to give 22 days notice. That's fine. That is a good thing. He's still never winning a match in my file. I love that. He's probably the world champion of WCW if I have a look now. We'll have a look at WCW when we get to the Monday. But, yeah. By the way, I have got NXT on this because I made it developmental early on in the game so I could actually get some stuff. I don't think he ever made it to US champion. If he did, it would have been a very short run. I know he had a feud with for the US title, and it might have been with DDP actually. So he might have had a run. He might have had it. I know he beat DDP to give quote like Kimberly her own freedom and shit. That was him getting over without winning any matches. It was a Disco, because that's quite possible to be fair. Let's not go through an Arquette just to annoy people. We'll put the title on certain things. Alright, USWA is losing its TV, but it's got a new tag team apparently, in Kevin Lawler and Stephen Dunn. Very effective. Yeah. The great Bobo Brazil was retiring. Alright, nothing much else happened. So let's go to let's just go to the Monday. My broadcast superstars, lovely. Yeah, everyone's chin. We've already seen them once. But yeah, I mean, obviously, the thing is, they don't. No, it's not. I can't buy them out just yet. I think they're not in that stage yet. Let's have a quick look at the. I'm surprised you didn't. Surprised you didn't pop them in the drug test. Let's have a look at USWA. Alright, USWA. They're in the minuses, so I could potentially do it. Oh, which one is it? Oh, it's in the relationship section, isn't it? It used to be this in the profiles. The business on them. Contact, there it is. Attempt a hostile takeover. I could ask if they want to be a developmental. That would work for me. They've agreed to take a possible takeover with you. Very good. Alright. A takeover means the company remains active with current roster titles, but now owned by you. This is especially useful if you want to turn them into a developmental. I can pillage them, and that means I can steal their workers and their titles. And I mean, I don't think I'd want to keep any of the other stuff. They got a training facility? No. Events, why would I want an event? Titles. Okay. That's. Or we can just disband them, which means just get rid of them. I'll tell you what, we'll take them over, put them in the territory. Just something to help. I guess it works, you know. Lovely. I've got one already, but that's a good one. Keeps Jerry happy, I guess. Alright. Also gives me another place to send people. Right now I've got NXT in the Tri-State, so now I've got Memphis as well, which would makes a lot of sense in the May. Shit. I didn't want to do that. I want to look at some other stuff. Backstage incidents, let's have a look. Taker. Several funny cartoon drawings. I'd pay money to see Taker do that. And The Rock got tips on psychology from Jerry Lawler. It's not a bad purchase, to be fair. I'm guessing that type of psychology was, you want to wait till you remove the strap, or in your case, the elbow. Just build that up, build it up, build it up. Alright, guys. As I said, I wasn't planning on actually going that far, like, on there. I was just going to do, and I was only planning on going for an hour. I appreciate you guys stopping in and seeing what's up and seeing how the TW is going. As I say, look on the poll below. I know a few of you have already done it. I appreciate that. If you want to hit the follow if you don't already, or anything else, hit the YouTube, subscribe on that. There's some extra stuff I'm doing on YouTube that I won't be doing on Twitch, and vice versa. There's also a show called Tapes that I'm hoping to get running, which is me watching actual wrestling stuff. I don't, because this is my personal save, but seeing as it went so far, it will possibly be the next time I stream, or the week next week or something like that. This depends. I haven't got any plans on a schedule at the moment. I'm working on that one, just due to the chaos that is home. But I would definitely, seeing as it was popular and people are liking it, I'll try and make sure this is up and not play too much if I play it all off stream. Alright, but like I said, if anything else would be great. Also, you may have seen it on the stream itself. It was underneath below on the bottom of the screen. It's timed out at the moment. Check out Scream T. If you were in it from the beginning, you would have saw that Scream T actually popped in and say hi. It's a candle and it's sculptures and all that sort of funky cool stuff. It's all cruelty free. Anything you want to do, inquiry for any stuff like that, and post packaging and all that would be, should just reach out on Scream T. That's what's Instagram. There you go, popped up there as I'm speaking. That's Instagram at Scream_T_, and that's T as in a cup of tea, not something you put on your back. But other than that, like I said, I appreciate everybody stopping by. Hopefully, it was a good fun for you guys. I enjoyed the chat as well. Lots of good wrestling. Next week, or the next time I stream, we'll talk NXT if everyone's up to date on that as well. Other than that, as I said, check out my YouTube. Check out my my Twitter. I'm at Geek Streams. That'll keep you up to date on some stuff as well. You can find me at Geek King for most of it. GW3K, KING for anything you want really. But that'll be all for tonight, and I hope you guys have a good one until the next time we talk. Sure.